Hi everybody, in this video we're going to look at the determinants of price elasticity of demand. So what causes the price elasticity of demand to be elastic? Remember this one looks more like an E for elastic, or to be more inelastic. This looks like an I. If it's elastic, a percentage change in price causes a greater percentage change in quantity demanded, and when it's inelastic, the percentage change in price causes a smaller percentage change in the quantity demanded. And a way of remembering it is with this acronym, STDP. The first one stands for substitutes. So whatever product you're looking at, you're trying to see whether a change in the price is going to have a big impact on your quantity demanded. So if it's very elastic, moves a lot, then it will have a greater percentage change impact on your quantity demanded. If there are many substitutes for something, this will make your PED more elastic. So if you take an example, a white t-shirt in a shop. If a white t-shirt is for sale and the price of the t-shirt goes up, a lot of people will just go to another shop that sells white t-shirts because it's a very generic thing. And therefore, if there are many substitutes, it makes your PED more elastic because a percentage change in price will cause a greater percentage change in quantity demanded. A lot of people will move away from the product when the price goes up. The next factor is time. If you have a lot of time to look around for something, then you're going to try and find a cheaper option if the price of something, say, goes up. So this would mean that your PED is more elastic. So for example, if you're very short on time, say you're an executive and you are buying an iron to do your ironing, and you really need an iron in a hurry, you have very little time, you're working very hard. If you see that the price of the iron has gone up in the shop, you're still going to buy it because you're in a hurry and you have to have the iron now. That would be more inelastic PED. However, if you have a lot of time on your hands, maybe you're a student, you would be able to go and look around for the cheapest iron. So if they put the price of the iron up at all, you'll go and find the iron somewhere else. So a percentage change in price would cause a greater percentage change in quantity demanded. D is the definition of the product. This is a bit like whether there are substitutes available. So an example would be food, or another example would be rice. If the price of food goes up, there are no substitutes, and therefore the PED would be very inelastic. You're going to carry on buying food even if the price goes up because there are no substitutes. However, with rice, there are lots of substitutes, and therefore your PED will be much more elastic because instead of buying rice, if the price goes up, you could go and buy potatoes or bread or some other kind of carbohydrate. The last one is the proportion of your income that you are spending on the product. So if we take an example of a packet of chewing gum. Chewing gum is very cheap, and therefore even for students, the percentage of your income that you're spending on the chewing gum would be very small. So even if the price goes up, you'll carry on buying it. So this would have a PED which would be more inelastic. Whereas if something was very expensive, like a car, and the price went up, it would take up a bigger proportion of your income. And therefore, if the price of the car went up, you'd really think twice about buying it, and you may well not demand it anymore. So the PED will be more inelastic. So the main things to remember are firstly STDP, and the D part of this, the definition of the product, really this is the same as how many substitutes are there for the product, which really takes us down to the S, the T and the P. Are there substitutes? How long do you have to look for alternatives? And what proportion of your income is taken up by buying the product?